Euro 2024 is happening very soon, and I recently made my predictions for this tournament. But now it's time for me to turn my attention to something far more important: ranking the kits. We now know what every single team is going to be wearing this year, and a lot of these shirts are really interesting. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them look like bus seats. And it's my job to rank them all from worst to best. I'm going to be doing the home kits in this video and the away kits in the next video. And remember, these are just my opinions, and they are going to be different from yours. So please don't get angry in the comments. Anyway, with that all being said, let's get started with the worst Euro 2024 home kit. 24th, Ukraine. This one is terrible because not only does it look really ugly, but it's also the shirt that they took to Euro 2021. Yep, that's right, they haven't even changed their kit since the last Euro. It's got these weird dots all across the front and a map of Ukraine in the middle. I don't think this looks very good on the football kit, and because it's not even original for this tournament, I'm gonna have to put it in last place. 23rd, Slovakia. This one is really disappointing. Nike have reused the same old boring template that they've used on so many kits in the past. Slovakia are the only team at this Euro to have a terrible Nike template, and I really don't think this looks good. I've never been a fan of that collar at the top, and overall it's just a lazy design, so for me it had to finish 23rd. 22nd, Romania. This one isn't terrible. I like the yellow colour, and I like the fact that they've got the Romanian flag on the sleeve cuffs. I'm not really sure about that design they've got going on the sides, but I think it looks okay. From this picture it looks almost 3D, and I'm not really sure how that's gonna work, but that's not what makes this kit bad. The big problem is the collar. I don't understand why they've got that massive triangle thing at the top that goes way too far into the kit. It's just completely unnecessary, and it makes this kit look far worse. So because of that terrible collar, it's gonna have to finish 22nd. 21st, Turkey. This kit is just average and boring to me. Very little has changed since the last couple of Turkey kits, and this one just doesn't do anything to stand out. The only thing that's changed between this shirt and the last two is the placement of the Nike tick and a couple of details on the collar and cuffs. So for being very boring and too similar to previous shirts, this one had to finish 21st. I do think that the design represents Turkey quite well, but it's just not original. 20th, Switzerland. Now, I really like the red and white color combination that Switzerland use on their kits. I also like that they put the Switzerland flag alongside the logos. However, this shirt also uses a dark red color, which I don't think works as well, and it has this weird design on the front that looks like some kind of electric fence. It's not a terrible shirt, but I just don't think it looks very good. So for me, this had to finish 20th. 19th, Croatia. I normally really like Croatia kits because I love their traditional checkered designs. However, this one's barely even got any checkers. It's more just like big blocks. It just doesn't look good at all, and I would much rather they had smaller checkers. So for me, this Croatia kit is really disappointing, and I'm gonna have to put it in 19th. 18th, Slovenia. When I first saw this kit, I thought it was really weird, and I expected to be ranking it right at the bottom. It's got this weird mountain logo and these black diamonds going down in a straight line. I think it looks like a mess. However, I then realized that the number is actually supposed to go in that gap between them, and that makes it look slightly better. You do have to give Slovenia credit here for doing something different, but I'm just not sure it works, so I couldn't put them any higher than 18th. 17th, Georgia. This one is similar to the Slovenia kit because it's got a gap for the number between those two red lines. I think this one is better though because the red and white color scheme is much more effective with this design. I think I would prefer it if that black outline that's on the stripe on the sleeves was also on the red stripe on the front, but I'm not complaining too much about that. My main issue with this kit is that those dots that are all over the white just don't look good at all to me. It would be much better if that was just plain white. These dots are just completely unnecessary, and they do make the kit a lot worse. This is still a decent kit, but there are definitely ones that are better. 16th, Albania. This shirt is pretty good. It's got a nice dark red color with black as the secondary color, and this interesting design on the front. I'm not quite sure what it's meant to be, and I can't really decide whether I like it or not, so I've just chucked it mid-table in 16th. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't think red and black is the best color combination, and they haven't really designed anything amazing. 15th, Denmark. The reason I've got this higher than Albania is because I like the fact that it's red and white and not red and black. That's just my personal preference. I don't really like the pixelated design that much. I think they could have done something a bit better, but it's not terrible, and I think this shirt is okay. I do like the way the white is positioned around the kit, and overall it's not too bad. This deserves 15th place. 14th, Netherlands. Now, I really like the fact that Netherlands shirts are always orange, and I think that they normally look really good. But this one isn't the best. I don't like how that Netherlands logo has got this light blue on it that isn't seen anywhere else on the kit. I would much rather the badge just be white and orange. Just because of the colours, I think this shirt looks a lot worse than Dutch shirts of the past, and for that reason, I've had to put it in 14th. It still looks like a Netherlands shirt, but it could have been so much better. 13th, Poland. This is a very simple shirt. It's white with red as a secondary colour, and there isn't that much else going on. I still think it looks good and it works well as a traditional Poland kit. I do think that the darker red actually works better than the lighter red on a kit that's just mainly white. Although on this kit, it's maybe a bit too dark. But yeah, there isn't really that much to say about this one, so it gets a mid-table finish 13th. 12th, Hungary. For me, Hungary and Poland were very hard to decide between. Both of them are simple shirts. Hungary's got a red base with white and green curves that we've seen a lot of from Adidas this year. I think the Adidas template does look slightly better than the Nike one, and I like how the Hungary kit's got 3 colours and not just 2, so for that reason, I've put it slightly ahead of Poland. But these two are very close. 11th, Portugal. This one is a dark red with black and green detailings on the collar and cuffs. I really like the red and green combination, and while I'm not a big fan of that black colour and it looks a bit simple, this kit's still okay. So it deserves 11th place. 10th, Scotland. This shirt is very interesting to me. It's got this amazing Scottish patterning on the dark blue base, which I think looks really good, but I'm not a big fan of the yellow as the secondary colour. I think I would prefer it if that was white. It still works okay because there is yellow on the Scottish badge, but I personally wouldn't have chosen to use yellow here. I also would have liked it if that patterning was a little bit more subtle. Still, it's a decent shirt, so it deserves 10th place. 9th, Belgium. This Belgium shirt is dark red with black and gold detailing, and I actually really quite like it. It's got this geometric pattern on it with a crown on top of some cubes. I do think it's good that Belgium have gone for a darker red colour. It makes a change from the lighter red shirts that they normally have, but I'm not sure if it looks better. Maybe it's just the red, black and gold not really working that well together, but I feel like the shirt doesn't look good enough to go anywhere higher than 9th. 8th, Czechia. This kit's got a red base with white logos and blue on the collar and cuffs. I'm not a fan of the way that blue works on the collar where it doesn't go all the way around, but other than that, this shirt is actually quite good. In a weird way, I kind of like that design on the front. It's basically got that animal from the Czech badge overlaid on top of itself many times around the kit. I'm very interested to see how this one will look at the Euros, because I've only really seen this sort of thing on concept kits. It's definitely different to the other kits at the tournament, so it does deserve credit for that. Overall, this is a really interesting shirt, and I think it deserves 8th place. 7th, Austria. This one has a red base with white as a secondary colour, and remember, that's a colour combination that I really like. Like the Czech one, this has got a weird pattern going across the red, which I weirdly kind of like. I'm not really sure what it's meant to be, but it's very different to things you'd normally find in a football kit, and I actually think it looks quite good. So for having good colours and a unique design, Austria gets 8th place. 6th, Spain. This is one of the toughest ones for me to place. It's a really bright red with yellow as a secondary colour, and other than that, it's mostly just a basic Adidas template. It does have this sort of fuzzy pattern going through the red, which makes it look even brighter, but I actually think that brightness might be a good thing. It's different to other kits in the tournament, and when I see it on the players, it actually looks quite nice. The red and yellow work really well together. After seeing it on the pitch, I now think this is quite a good Spain kit, and it deserves 6th place. 5th, France. The first thing you notice about this France kit is the colour. It's a far lighter blue than they would normally go for. It's also got a massive gold logo, which is very bold and very different to other kits. It's also got the French flag on the collar, which I think is a really nice touch. Now, at first, I didn't like this one because of the colour and because the logo was too big, but I've actually begun to appreciate those features, and I think this France kit is actually really good. I don't think it's as good as the last France kit, but it's still good. And like the Spain one, it looks really good on the pitch. 4th, England. I really like how they've used this navy blue as a secondary colour. I think that works very well, especially on the England badge. I'm not really sure what I think about those colours on the sleeve cuffs though. At first I thought they looked really good, but I still think it would be better if they were red. That way they represent England's colours a little bit better. Also, to me, the white doesn't really feel white enough. It just looks a little bit more grey. I'm not really sure why this is, but from the pictures I've seen, it looks like it could be more white. I also think the collar is a bit too thick, but those are very minor issues, and I think that overall this kit looks really good. And although I have criticised those multicolored sleeve cuffs, they do work with this kit. They work with the navy blue, and I think they look okay. They definitely help to make it look different from most other England kits. Overall, I think this kit is pretty good, and it deserves a high ranking. Or at least it would if it didn't have that stupid cross on it. It's got all of the wrong colours. It should be red and white like the English flag, St. George's Cross, God Save the King. 3rd, Serbia. This shirt is very good for a Serbia kit. First of all, I love the colour of this shirt. That red just really reminds me of Serbia, and I really like that fading darker red design going across it. I think the blue and the white as secondary colours do work well, although maybe it would have been better if they'd had a thin white or gold stripe on the cuffs instead of blue. But this blue still looks okay, and I really like how the gold around the edge of the badge stands out. To me, this is a really good Serbia kit, so it deserves 3rd place. 2nd, Germany. Now, in a previous video, I put this as the the best kit of 2024, and I've definitely changed my mind on that. It's still good, but it's just not the best. One big issue I have with it is how that yellow fades onto the white. I don't think those colours fade very well together. To be honest, if it wasn't for that weird sort of gradient thing on the flag at the top, I think this one would have been really good. There are some classic Germany kits that have used the flag at the top of the shirt, and I think it's a really good way of doing it. On this kit, those colours at the top are very bright, and when I've seen it on the pitch, it looks very different to any other kits at the tournament. I also really like the use of black logos on a white Germany kit. That always works well, and overall, I think this shirt represents Germany very well, and it deserves second place. First, Italy. This is an amazing Italy shirt. I actually bought this one for myself because it's such a good kit. It's got that lovely royal blue colour with white as a secondary colour and the flag represented on the 3 stripes. It's also got this nice subtle pattern with thin stripes going down the front. I think this is just a classic Italy shirt. It's got a lovely blue colour and everything else is in the right place. It does just enough to stand out from other kits while still looking amazing and traditional, and for that reason it's the best shirt of this Euro. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch more, you can click the videos on screen right now. Also, if you made it to the end of the video, you might as well subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And with that all being said, I will see you later. Go on, click the subscribe button now.